Hello my white walkers, this is the King of the Night back again with a new video. As I mentioned in my prior video, we needed to talk about the second season of House of the Dragon, and since it ended not so long ago, I figured we should talk about this while everyone's memory is still fresh so we won't have people with selective memory saying something like that. People shat on HOD's second season way too much. It wasn't even that bad. But I'm pretty sure most of y'all were like that after watching the last episode of the season. What the hell did I just watch? Because this is exactly how I felt, and that's what I'm going to talk about in this video. Okay, let's get into this.
Yes! Best season ever!
It's the best. It's the best season ever.
House Targaryen was a pretty popular house in the GOT lore. So, when they announced a prequel narrating how this house, at its apex, almost destroyed itself and most of its dragons during a war for succession, everybody was excited despite the terrible ending that GOT had given us.
Yes! Best season ever!
It's the best. It's the best season ever.
I personally was. And for this one, they had the book in its entirety, so we knew that we were going to get the ending that the sensei G.R.R Martin had written, so no risk of a bad shit terrible ending for this one. We were promised numerals, battles, and dragons fights, and everybody was even beyond excited after that brilliant first season, introducing great characters, forming the clans at war, and leaving us with a cliffhanger that should have led us with the incipient war. I even bought the book after season 1 because I liked the season and the story so much that I wanted to know how it ended immediately. And now we are at the end of the second season. Half of the show and the story are supposed to be completed, and we are still at the stage of the incipient war with only one dragon fight and 2 battles, one of which is extremely forgettable because it happened in season 1. Just to give you a little bit of context and background, I read the book. I think the story was brilliant and I loved the ending, and I know everybody hates the "it was not like that in the book" guy, but for that video I'm gonna love being that guy, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna love it too because I'm starting to get some major deja vu feelings about the end of GOT following the end of season 2 of HOD when I compare the story written by G.R.R Martin-san and what was adapted so far. In short, it doesn't bode well for the end of the series.
Yes! Best season ever!
It's the best. It's the best season ever.
And don't worry, I won't spoil any element of the plot that are upcoming. So, why do I say that? To give you a general idea, in this version of the book, I don't know which version you guys have, but this one is mine. The total story they are trying to narrate in the series spans around 221 pages, if my estimation about where the ending should be are exact. From page 350 up until page 571. As a reference, the first season had adapted 72 pages of my version of the book, from page 350 to page 422, and we could feel it, right? We had a lot of content, there were several characters introductions, and multiple time skips. In the contrast though, season 2 covered approximately 38 pages of the book, from page 410 to page 448, around half as much content as the first season. The worst part is that, as you might have noticed, among those pages, there were several elements of the plot already covered in season 1, from page 410 up until page 422. So realistically, they covered only around 26 pages of the book as opposed to the 72 pages in season 1. Most of the stuff that happened in this season didn't happen in the book, which is fine to some extent because it helped build characters' bonds and relationships, and some other elements were seeds ushering future major events. But they even modified and removed some stuff out completely, which I was like, what the F? This element of the plot didn't need any change at all. Why did they even do that? And to be clear, they changed it to make it purposefully worse. Yes, I'm referring to the death of Prince G.R.R. They removed one character entirely and utterly butchered the scene for literally no reason. No pun intended. But maybe that might be a subject for another video. So in all, we pretty much got a filler season because a lot of the stuff happening were irrelevant to the main plots. And I know some people will even argue that I'm overreacting because it looks like they are on schedule because they covered 98 pages of a 221 page story, which is almost half of the story. That could have been a fair argument. However, those 98 pages were mostly for characters' introductions and relationships evolutions so we can better understand the upcoming plot twists and treacheries. The 123 pages left are mainly battles, dragons fights, and several plot twists. So, we only have 2 seasons of God knows how many episodes left to narrate us a story of several plot twists with around 4 to 6 dragons fights and as many key battles if I reckon correctly the numbers of battles left and to digest all those several plot twists. Mind you, all of this is assuming that the story actually ends when I expect it to end because it could actually extend beyond the point I think it should end. Why do I say that? Where I think the story ends is the moment where the war is declared over, the victor has been named, and thus sits on the Iron Throne. However, several elements of the plot introduced during the war only get resolved in the aftermath of the war, which accounts for around another 50 pages, I think, at least. But please feel free to fact check me on that. So, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's enough when I check what's left to narrate, and that's why I'm fearing that they are going to rush the ending as they did in GOT.
Yes! Best season ever!
But I do hope they prove me wrong. But looking at what happened in season 2 and some of the changes they made with the book, I am not hopeful. Anyway, let me know guys if you want me to make a list of several big changes each season operated with the story in the book so you guys can boast and annoy people by making it seem like you read the book when you actually didn't. That was all I had to say. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment about your impression of the second season. Did you hate it? Did you find it mid like me? Or maybe I'm the only sociopath who didn't really enjoy it and y'all loved it. Please let me know everything in the comment section down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace out to my army of white walkers. Bye.